Good afternoon everyone. Today we will be going through the parts of compound microscope. Now what we all know, what is a microscope, what's the function of it, it's in details or in just in one word, it is to magnify those things which are not visible in open eyes, right? We have seen or we have not seen basically, but we have heard the names of different kinds of microscopes in general, as for example a simple microscope, as for example a compound microscope, binocular microscope, electronic microscopes and many more. But today we will be concerning totally with this compound microscope which is present in front of me. You can see, I hope you have seen the same model in your school days also, but we will be going through a little bit details. Okay. Starting from the base of the microscope, you can see that this is the part of a microscope which we can call it as a base, and it holds a horseshoe shape. Okay, we call this portion as the pillar. It is nothing but a connection between this body of the microscope, the whole illuminating part of a microscope, and the base. It's a supporting part. Okay. Next comes this U-shaped or the C-shaped structure which we call it as arm, to hold the body and the illuminating portions of a microscope. So the supporting part of a compound microscope comes with this arm, this pillar and the base. Next, we have a stage. The stage is a place where we can keep a specimen we wish to see. As like I have a slide of Spirogyra with me. I will be showing it to you later on. So this is a stage where we can place the slide of the specimen we wish to see and clip on like this, and we put our eyes through this objective and the eyepiece lens, and we wish to study all the histological parts of the specimen. Next comes the most important part of a compound microscope is the illuminating portion. That is the portion which is responsible to focus the light. Without that, nothing is visible to us as such. In that portion we have a mirror. There is no bulb or no electric bulb or light connected with it. So it is basically a manual function. So we have a mirror with us. It's a concave mirror, and it is like we have a condenser here with us. Condenser is basically a portion which is connected with this stage and the diaphragm. Now diaphragm is this portion. We can see this is a knob, a tongue-like knob. We can revolve it as we wish. This is nothing but to focus the amount of light we wish to see or we need it. Okay, this is like you have to adjust on your own. Now this condenser, what will happen was, if the light falls on this mirror, it will be passing through this diaphragm, and this condenser will focus it to the aperture, a hollow space on the stage where we place a specimen and the light goes through it and we can see through this eyepiece lens. After this stage and after this condenser and this iris, we have a stage, as I have mentioned before. It's totally a metallic stage, and we have clips to clip on the slide so that it just won't go, or we don't lose the focus we wish to see. Okay. Next, you can see in this arm of the compound microscope we have two knobs. Look. One is a small one and the large one. This is known as a fine adjustment screw, and this is the coarse adjustment screw. These portions are the adjusting portion or adjustment portion of a compound microscope. Okay. Fine adjustment screw is responsible to adjust the lens or the light we need it as per our specimen, and the coarse adjustment screw, as I'm revolving it up and down, you can see the body of the microscope goes up and down. So basically this portion connects a cylindrical part of this compound microscope, which is nothing but the body tube. So this portion is known as the body tube of a compound microscope. This body tube connects with a round shape. You can see which also is revolving. This is a nose piece or the nose of the compound microscope. It has a rotating turret with which you can see the objective lenses are attached to it. These are nothing but the objective lens. With me in this microscope, I have a magnification of probably 40x, 10x and 5x probably. Okay. So the 5x or the 10x or the 40x, as I refer as the magnification of this objective lenses, is like we can adjust it on the course of the experiment we need to study. Like if you adjust it in the 5x of the magnification, we can just see the borderlines of the specimen. If we look through this 40x, we can go more details about the histological structures, about the cells parts and everything. Okay. Now after this rotating nose piece, there comes a body tube. Once more I am mentioning again, and with this there is an eyepiece. Okay, this eyepiece have a magnification of 15x now with me, or maybe 10x. Now these two lenses of a compound microscope is basically having a magnification of like 10x or the 40x or the 5x, and these lenses are convex lens. Now we put our eye in here. So now there you can see that there is only one eyepiece present in this microscope, so we can call it as a monoocular microscope. In some of the specific or higher class of compound microscope, there may be two eyepieces present. We can call it as a binocular. We have it in our college with us. I will show you in the next classes and next practicals. So this is all about these basic parts of a compound microscope. Now if I say that what magnification is we are using to see a specimen, so what we will refer it, we are using an eyepiece. As for example, we have an eyepiece of 10x and we have an objective lens of like, I am focusing it on the 10x again. So my total magnification stands for 100x. Now x we are representing as times, how many times we are magnifying the image, or how many times we are magnifying the object through this objective lens and the eyepiece lens. And basically magnification here has no unit. Okay, we represent it as x. So now I'm just going to show you roughly how we can focus a specimen. I have a slide of having spirogyra. You know what is a spirogyra? So I clip on the slide like this. I put the specimen. Look, make sure I just put the specimen in here so that it falls on the aperture. Now I can adjust the mirror to get an optimum light. I can adjust the iris to get the light amount of light I needed for here. Look, this much is enough for me. And now I will adjust it through this coarse adjustment screw. I will move the body tube up and down as I need it, looking through here. In this way, so the image which is coming to me is enough for me now. For this finer and finer adjustment, for more clarification, the next step we will revolve this fine adjustment screw, and it's done. Now we can go and look into the cells or look into the histological features of the cells we wish to study, and that's it. So this is all for today about the parts of compound microscope. We will go through the next practicals in the next classes. Thank you.